morning, Chantilly. I'm Delaney Brooks.
And I'm Will Mosleski. Today is Thursday, August 29th, 2024.
And here are your morning announcements.
Tomorrow starts our 4-day weekend. We'll be back at school on Tuesday.
Football has a home game against Falls Church at 7 tonight.
Cross Country has their Patriot Invite tomorrow at 9 a.m. at Patriot High School.
We start September off with a 4 o'clock golf match at Twin Lakes Golf Center on Monday and Tuesday next week.
Girls volleyball has an away scrimmage against Freedom, freshmen at 5, JV at 6.
Varsity girls volleyball has a home match against Yorktown at 7:15 on the same night.
Girls volleyball has a home match against McLean, freshmen at 5, JV at 6, and varsity at 7:15.
Boys volleyball also has a match against McLean. They play away at 7:15.
Football has a home scrimmage against Woodson, freshmen at 5:30, JV at 7:15.
Field hockey plays South Lakes at home, JV at 6:15, varsity at 7:30.
Aerospace Club starts back up today with an interest meeting in Academy Room 569 from 7 to 9 p.m.
Also today, the girls basketball interest meeting at 3 o'clock in room 150. Email Coach Regan with any questions at jgregan@fcpsschools.net.
Mission Green Global has an interest meeting from 3:05 to 3:30 p.m. in room 213.
Girls soccer has an interest meeting from 3:05 to 3:25 in the upstairs girls locker room.
Chantilly Robotics Team 612 has an interest meeting from 3 to 4:30 in room 569. Those interested may contact chantilly.612@gmail.com for more information.
Lastly, Magic the Gathering Club has an interest meeting on Thursday from 3 o'clock to 3:30 in room 138. Visit the link in the description of our shows on YouTube for more information.
All of FCPS has a new cell phone policy this year.
Here's Shruta with more.
Over the summer, Governor Glenn Youngkin issued an executive order to eliminate cell phones from all schools in Virginia.
Our cell phone policy this year in FCPS, and specifically at Chantilly. First of all, after the first week of school, I am just so proud of the way students are managing their cell phones and assimilating to our new rules. And these are Fairfax County Public Schools rules that Chantilly is implementing. And so what it asks is that during all instructional class times, and that includes our homeroom, phones are silenced and away. And away doesn't mean in your pocket or in your desk. It means in your backpack or your bag, whatever you brought to class. And that's a really, really important thing. That helps limit our distractions, helps foster engagement. And one thing that I've noticed when I've been visiting classrooms this week is it's really helping chargers connect with one another. Lots of conversations, lots of sharing, lots of feedback to one another. And it really just helps the whole overall culture of our school. So that's really the rule. That also means that if we have earbuds, those need to be off and away. If you have a smartwatch, like I wear a smartwatch, it's best to leave it in airplane mode so that it's not constantly alerting you.
Because I understand Dr. Goodlow and the administrators are trying to optimize learning and remove distractions, but I just don't really understand. I just don't think they really understand how integrated technology is in our lives, because if you think about it, we're always talking to each other.
And I'll tell you, even for me and for all of us on the admin team and all of our teachers, we're working really hard too to make sure we don't have our cell phones out during instructional time.
I don't like the new phone policy because to check my phone for important messages or information for school or checking my calendar.
Students at Chantilly are still able to use their phones during their lunch periods and the passing periods. This has been Shruta Nair for the Nightly News. Now back to you.
Thanks, Shruta.
Schoology allows students to access materials and announcements from all their classes.
Organization is an important skill to have, especially when it comes to assignments. Today, we're going to show you how to rearrange and organize your courses in Schoology. Reorganize your Schoology courses. You can go to Course Dashboard right next to Recent Activity. Then, you can reorder your courses however you want. You can reorder them by period, so I'll put my first period first, my second period second, my homeroom third, and so on. You can also organize them by A and B days, so I'll put my third period second, my fifth period third, and so on. Another way you can do this is by going to the Courses drop-down, clicking on My Courses, and then clicking on Reorder Courses. In the Reorder Courses window, you'll see that courses that appear in this shaded area will not appear in the courses dropdown. You can keep this in mind when you're reorganizing your courses. For example, I might not want Learning Seminar 7 in my course dropdown, so I'll just move that down here. Now my course dropdown will only have the most important classes that I need to access right away. The Organized Courses banner gives you easy access to all of your classes. The Getting Started folder in each grade level Schoology course has additional resources to help you this school year. This has been Eva Sia for the Nightly News. Now back to you.
The fall season is starting to ramp up, and we have a new sport this season.
Here's Nyla with the latest.
Good morning, Chantilly. I'm Nyla Francis, and this is the weekly sports roundup, where we check in on how our sports teams are doing. Girls varsity volleyball beat Washington Liberty 3-0 on Monday in the first game of the season. Girls JV lost 2-1 against Washington Liberty. Girls freshmen also lost 2-0 against Washington Liberty. In their very first game as an FCPS sport, boys varsity volleyball beat Herndon 3-1 on Monday. Congrats to the varsity teams. We'll see you next week with more sports results.
Good morning, Chantilly. I'm Nicole, and here's your holiday weekend forecast. Today, we have a 40% chance of rain with a high of 83 and a low of 68. Tomorrow, we're looking at a 40% chance of rain with a high of 79 and a low of 70. On Saturday, it'll just be cloudy with a high of 85 and a low of 70. Now going into Sunday, we have a 30% chance of rain with a high of 83 and a low of 68. Let's end our 4-day weekend on Monday with a high of 81 and a low of 59. That's all for the weather. I'll see you next week for another weather forecast.
Thanks, Nicole. It looks like I'll just stay inside all weekend.
I don't go outside a ton. Well, that's all we have for you today, Chantilly. This has been Delaney Brooks.
And Will Mosleski reminding you to stay positive, stay safe, and have a great day.
And we'll see you next week.